What's up guys, this is Seville, here with another Power Rangers Legacy action figure review, featuring the Yellow Ranger from Dino Thunder. This figure has been anticipated for a while because she does include the torso piece of the Megazord Build-A-Figure. After this one, the last figure I need is the White Ranger to finish the Megazord. For now though, if you can give me just a few more seconds, I'll have the Yellow Ranger out of her package. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and comment below. And if you want to see more from me, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. Now that the Yellow Ranger is out of her package, I'm going to give her another full rotation on the spinner. That way you can see her all the way around. As I mentioned before, she does include the torso piece of the Dino Thunder Megazord. But I won't be talking about that anymore here. Instead, I'll wait until I get the White Ranger that includes the last piece I need. Oddly enough, him and the Psycho Rangers have already been showing up in some Walgreens stores. But for now, it's time for a closer look. Firstly, I'd like to say that overall, there's nothing really unexpected here. The Yellow Ranger does reuse a lot from previously made female figures, but much like with the Dino Thunder males, it does have a few new pieces where necessary, which are primarily in the hands and wrists for the morpher, and of course the helmet. The helmet itself is pretty much spot on, with a near perfect show accurate sculpt. Plus, the paint details on it are really good as well. Moving down the figure, most of the paint lines for the symbol on her chest, as well as the diamonds down her arms, are all done very cleanly. I'm actually really glad that they kept the symbol all on the top part of her torso, because it gives a better overall look when it's not broken up by the articulation. But I do wish they would have painted the peg holes in the shoulders and the knees with white instead of yellow. That way it would have all blended together better. The gold bands that are around her neck, wrist, the belt, and even at the top of the boots all have a little bit more of a shiny effect than the guys did. They may have tried to fix it a little bit after the complaints of the previous Rangers, but it's still not really a true gold color. For accessories, she includes the exact same gun and holster as the guys, but since her hands are smaller than theirs, she doesn't really hold the gun very well. Now, let's compare her to some of the previous female Rangers, such as the Yellow Zeo Ranger and the metallic pink Mighty Morphin Ranger. So you can see their body sculpts all resemble each other very, very closely. There really are very few differences between them, mostly around their logos and morphers. And then some other small details like her hands, boots, and the skirt's a little bit different too. Articulation-wise though, they're all exactly the same, with some really good side-to-side and up-and-down movement on the heads, full rotation and outward movement in the shoulders, as well as rotation in the biceps. The elbows all fold to 90 degrees, and the wrists have full rotation plus back and forth movement. The torso does have a really good ab crunch, and it does rotate side to side. But unlike the Pink Ranger, neither Yellow Ranger has a waist joint. The hips have potential to spread out really well, but the skirt is definitely a hindrance. It is really, really stiff and doesn't even allow much forward motion either. The thighs do have full rotation though, and the double knees work really well. Plus, there is rotation at the top of the boot, and the ankle is on a really good pivot joint. So with all that said, it's time to run through my guidelines for a complete and fair review. Unfortunately, the sculpt does reuse a lot of older parts, but the detail is still pretty good anyway. The figure is mostly accurate to the character, and it does have more than 20 points of articulation. It is in scale with the rest of the line, and balances really well. The figure did include a couple of accessories, and I do think that the roughly $20–25 price point is fair for the Legacy line. My figure does not suffer from any quality control issues, but I do think accessibility is going to be a problem. I ordered mine from the GameStop app as soon as I learned it was available, but as of recording this, that is no longer the case. Which brings the Yellow Ranger down to an 8-star rating. Which means she is still an excellent figure, and a must own for all fans, if you can find her. So if you're a Dino Thunder fan, and you're going to have the rest of the team anyway, she is definitely worth adding to your collection. Thank you guys for watching, and if you like this video,
get over here!
And subscribe to Civilian Collectibles.